Hi everyone, it's Leona with Leona's Designs, and I am here with week 3 of the Scripture Sunday 2025. And this month, January, we're focusing on scriptures that have the word new in them because it's a new year. And this week, our scripture is Lamentations 3:22 through 23. And it says, "Through the Lord's mercies we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness." And I just think that's such a beautiful scripture. It shows us the Lord is so faithful. We're not consumed because of his mercies that are new every morning. And so it's exciting to be able to work this scripture into an art page, which we are going to focus on doing today. I have some prompts for this week. They're the color yellow, the shape circle, and the art supply is scrapbook paper. Now you're free to use all those prompts, one or two or none. It's up to you. But you do need to use the scripture verse for this week if you want to be a part of Scripture Sunday 2025. But how you work that out in your art journal or in your junk journal is totally up to you. I am going to use the prompts, and I have gathered a couple of pieces here of scrapbook paper, just scraps that I had left over from another project. And these have yellow in them. This is gold and yellow in this one. And I have my bookmark here, which has the verse on it. And what else do I have? I have something as I'm going to use this lid from something to make a template for a sun, because our scripture is about the compassions or the mercies being new every morning. So I thought I would make a big sun here on my paper and maybe have some sun rays shooting out, and I'll use the scrapbook paper for my sun. And I really don't see anything on this page here that I want to keep, so I'm just going to gesso the whole page. Maybe just some of this part I might keep because it looks like a sunrise. So I'm going to get started. I have my gesso, and I have some distress medium and my brushes. So the first thing I'm going to do is gesso my page. And if you watched previous videos, you've seen me doing that. And basically it's just putting a little gesso around the page and brushing it on just to prepare the page and also to cover up what's underneath. I don't want any of this image. Just going to cover the whole thing because I think I can use that scrapbook paper as a background. So I hope everyone's having a good day. I hope you had a good week. I hope you had fun. If you participated in week 2, if you are new to this channel, or if you're new to this challenge, I invite you to subscribe and follow the Jesus Junk Journal Facebook group, where some of us are posting our projects that we create every week. I will link below the address for the Jesus Junk Journal group. It's a great group. And this challenge is posted there every week. It's just a fun challenge to create something according to a scripture verse, which I love doing. So there we go. I have the page all gessoed. I'm going to let that dry, and I'll be back to do the next step. Okay, well, my page is almost dry. And while I was waiting for my page to dry, I started thinking more about what I was going to do. And I thought, instead of using the scrapbook paper as a background, because I don't have that much here, I'm just going to make the sun out of this and use this for the rays, the sun rays. And I'm going to paint the page in yellow and orange to signify a sunrise. Because every morning the sun comes up, whether we see it or not, we still have daylight. So on my page, the sun is going to be a beautiful sunrise. Many mornings I don't wake up to see that sunrise, but I always enjoy the sunsets. So I'm going to use a little bit of yellow, and then I'll just kind of paint it over. Whoops, can you see? Let me see. I want to make sure you can see. To move this over a little. I'm just going to paint kind of a sunrise on this paper as a background. And I'm just using acrylic paint and a big paintbrush. And I'm trying to cover up some of these words that the gesso didn't hide. The last couple of times I did try to use parts of the page in my scripture verse, but this time I didn't really see anything that I wanted to save. For those of you who don't know, this is a magazine that I turned into an art journal. So each page is a magazine page that has different images and text on it. And so far it's working out well. The pages are pretty sturdy, and then I gesso them, and they've held up well so far. And this is the third week, so it's been a fun journey so far. And I hope you who have been joining me are enjoying it and are inspired. I know on the Facebook group, some people have posted their images, and they were very nice. I'm not sure if they were art journals or junk journals, but I'm glad that they shared, because, you know, it inspires other people to see what you create. And everybody's got a different take on it. So there's kind of the colors of a sunrise as my background. I'm just going to use up the rest of this paint. And I do want to shout out a big welcome to all my new subscribers. I really appreciate you visiting and subscribing and commenting and liking. It really supports my channel. It helps the YouTube to put it out to more people when you like and subscribe and comment. So I'm really hoping that I inspire you enough that you will like the video and comment, because then YouTube will push it out to more people and we can have more people joining us on this challenge, which I think would be really fun. So thanks to the new subscribers for joining, and thanks to my people that have been around for ever since I started the channel. I think it's been a couple years now. I really appreciate you too, my faithful people that have been with me for a long time. Thanks for sticking with me. I hope I've inspired you to create things of your own, and I do hope that you will continue on. So now I'm just going to let this dry, and we'll come back and start working on the sunrise. Okay, the page is dry now, and I'm going to draw the sun with this template. This lid, and we'll get that put down in the middle of the page. My thought is to put the words, "Great is your faithfulness," kind of around the sun, but we'll see how that works. I always have ideas, but they don't always play out. So we'll see how it works out on the page. I think I'm going to have to distress the edges of the sun, or add a little orange paint maybe, because it's not showing up that well. So I'm going to get my distress ink. And I'm not sure if I have orange. But I think I do. I have kind of a, it's called spiced marmalade. Looks orange to me. And we'll see if I can find a, here's an adapter. See if this makes it show up better. I think it will. Oh, definitely. I think I'll actually add a little to the whole sun. Yes, much better. Okay. Very good. Now, I think I will put this down on the page with this Distress Collage medium. Just glue it down there. I'm going to leave kind of the edges open so that I can slip the sun rays underneath. I want to have a lot of room at the top for those sun rays to come out. I'm not going to glue it too tight at the top. Just enough to hold it down. And then we'll cut some, I think I'll cut some of this for the sun rays. Let's see how that looks. Maybe a little thinner. That's good. So I want some long ones and some short ones. So I think I'm going to cut right here, stick it under, and then right here, and I'll cut a few more. I'll probably distress those too. Need to have a couple of short ones, so I'll cut this one in half. I don't know if I can use these on the side. Might as well. Don't want to waste them. Looking good so far, I think. When I was reading the verse earlier today, before I started thinking about doing the page, I was thinking about how the Lord's mercies are new every morning. And I just thought, wow, that's so awesome. You know, when we wake up in the morning, we a lot of times don't think about that. So it just kind of made an impression on me that the Lord's always thinking of us and His great love. He's so faithful and merciful. I think I might replace this with this. No. I think that's good. I think that's good. This is kind of green though. Just really don't want a green one. Cut that. Just trying to arrange them. And I guess I can always distress that to make it more yellow or more orange. So let's see. Just kind of distress these to make them stand out more. So let me know in the comments what you think about this scripture. Do you think about the Lord's mercies every morning when you wake up? I know I don't, but I'm going to try to make a point of it since this verse kind of impacted me. most mornings I thank Him for another day and always say grace over my breakfast and thank Him for all the blessings. I guess I really realized how merciful and loving and faithful He was when I was reading the Old Testament in the Bible recap. It just showed how merciful He was to the people that kept rebelling. He kept calling them to come back and kept showing them mercy, even though day after day they would reject Him and not listen. And I just thought, wow, we're the same way. Or I am anyway, a lot of times. I try not to be, but we're all human, and He knows that, so His great love never fails. And no matter what we do, He loves us, and all He wants is our heart. So I hope that shows forth in my art page this week. There. I think that will be good. I think it makes a nice sun. I'm going to glue all these down and I'll be back with the next step. Okay, well, while I was gone, I went through my little box of letters and I found these to make Great is Thy Faithfulness. That's the King James Version. When I read that verse, I always think of that. Great is Thy faithfulness, not great is your faithfulness, but it's all preference, whatever is your chosen version. You do you. So I'm going to glue all these down. Not sure if I'm going to leave them in that exact space. I think I'll move faithfulness down here to the bottom and move everything down because I do want the sun to show. So I'm going to trim all these letters and I'm going to glue them down and then I will be back. Okay, I got all the letters glued down and I'm happy with that part so far. For those of you who weren't here last week, I did explain about the letters. I cut letters out of magazines and newspapers, and then I filed them away in this big recipe box, alphabetized with the letters I cut out in little envelopes, so that whenever I want to use them in my art, I can just go to this and pick them out. And that's what I did here. The rest of it, I'm going to, I think, just print out at the top. Your mercies are new every morning. I'm going to try to print that out in with my Posca pen on the top. But before I do that, I think I need to define these rays and the sun a little better. So I've got my black Posca pen, and I'm just going to outline those. And hopefully it'll kind of make them stand out a little better, because they just blend into the page. So this Posca pen is a real fine tip. And it's great for outlining. think it's, it doesn't say. It was just the finest tip I could get. Oh, 7mm. I have some bigger tips also. But I got this one just to outline things. And I love them because they work great and they last a long time. Originally bought them to use on rock painting. So I was doing rock art, painting scriptures on art, on rocks, I mean. And these Posca pens really worked well. Oops. Just gotta pay attention here. Focus on the edges. So I'm just gonna go all the way around and do that, and I'll be back. Okay, I traced over that printing that I did earlier and with the Posca pen, and I cut it out with these little decorative scissors I have, and I'm going to glue that down now. First I'm going to distress it with some distressed ink. I think probably the orange, just so it kind of blends in better. Just a little bit on the edges. And I think I might be finished. I'm happy with how it turned out. Wasn't exactly what I was thinking about doing, but then it never is. But hopefully the end result is looking good. So I hope I inspired you to give this challenge a try, even just to create one scripture verse and see how fun it is. I will link below the playlist for the videos so far. We're only on the 3rd week, so there's plenty of time to join and catch up if you want to. And I'll also link the Facebook group below if you want to join that and post your work. Excuse me. If you don't want to join the Facebook group, if you're on Instagram, I am on Instagram, and you could post your work there and tag me. I'd love to see it. I really enjoy seeing the different creations that people create from their version, their vision of the verse. I'm just here to show you my version and give you some prompts to maybe inspire you or give you an idea of what you might want to do. So I'll link everything below that I think you might need, and thank you so much for watching. I'm going to put the reference to the scripture verse, Lamentations 3:22-23. I think I'll put it right here at the bottom. And this bookmark will go in the front of this art journal in the pocket I have. I do have these bookmarks on my Etsy shop for the, in my Etsy shop for a small price. They're a digital download. There's 5 of them, and each scripture has the word new in them. So if you're interested in going there and downloading them and printing them out for yourself or your church, I'll put the link below where you can do that. So once again, thank you for watching. I appreciate all of you. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm doing this for the whole year, so there's going to be a video every week. And I hope to see you then. Have a great day. Bye-bye.